Hello, hello. I am the honored guest and also the host of this NBA injury show. Gallagher, I've not yet been on the show, I don't believe.
Oh,
I think this is my first time. So
how's it
good
feel?
times all around. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Oh, it feels good.
Yeah, usually you
How's it
do the
going over
wake and
there?
bake, and then you do the late stuff. So this is middle of the day, breaking up your day a little bit, or what?
Got to work with the lighting in here. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
tough
Yeah,
times,
it's
man.
actually pretty cloudy here too, so I like the little
It's
natural
like
light.
70 and sunny. We're living the freaking dream out here.
Oh, nice. Well, you
So
know who's not living the dream?
the entire NBA.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, so we've got like everything you need. You got like it's a whole like a spread of injury news. We got suspensions. We've got COVID protocols shutting down practices, and most importantly, the Heat just filed their injury report. And guess who's back in Miami, baby? General Soreness.
Oh,
He's
baby.
made his return um, for the Heat because they've got PJ Tucker and Bam are listed. The Heat listed them with an illness, but Ira Winderman said it was body soreness. So we may have some general soreness on the front end of a back to back. They play tomorrow against the Wolves. A much tougher game against the Pistons team, which is really shorthanded. And again, just to kind of detail about what hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, the Clippers shut down their practice for health and safety protocols. Don't forget Nick Batum is in health and safety protocols. So like possibly more guys could be out. I was scouring lines. There's some pretty good overs you could take if we get all of a sudden guys are out. Yeah, well, if LeBron suspended, Isaiah Stewart suspended. I mean, this is like one of the most jam-packed. We got Derrick Rose questionable, Luca, who got hurt again. Like, there's so many places to start.
Do you
But
think, just sticking with
good.
the Clippers real quick? I mean, is there a chance that this game could get canceled? Is that on the radar at
Yeah,
all?
I mean, it's on the table, right? I mean, if they canceled it for health and safety protocols, who knew how many guys are impacted by that? They're not exactly full strength. They've got a lot of guys just pulling up the injury report right now, and this is before they file the details of anything else. But yeah, it's the late game too, so you got like that factor into it. But Batum out, safety protocols. Obviously, no Kawhi. Marcus Morris is going to be back. Some of the G League guys aren't there, so they're getting pretty thin. So if like 4, 5, 6 guys are ruled out for protocols for whatever reason, whatever group gathering they had, maybe a bunch of guys ruled out. I don't think that's likely, to be very clear, but like certainly possible. It's just one more thing to add to this pretty crazy 4 gaming we got going.
Yeah. So, okay, what do you think is the most likely outcome in this situation? I mean, this is a tricky spot for a DFS
Yeah,
slate when it's the last game on the slate and we're only dealing with a 4 gamer. So, if
yeah.
gun to your head, like, what do you think happens here?
I mean, it's probably nothing, right? But like I said, you never know. It could be someone like, hey, maybe Marcus Morris. He just came back from the team. Maybe he did something out of protocols. Who knows? Like,
Let's blame the Morris brother. I
yeah,
like it.
that's what we do around here. But yeah, I think I think something's afoot though. I think if they're gonna cancel practice,
Yeah.
they're obviously testing guys, and it's for good reason. They don't just cancel practice out of the blue like that. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes peeled.
I would hope that if there's going to be some type of cancellation or mass people being ruled out, like we should know between now and when the DFS slate starts, I
Mhm.
think.
Yeah,
So
we'll get the Clippers injury report at some point. It should be coming from their PR, at some point during the day. I know the underdog guys will be pretty quick with that, but yeah, that's crazy. On top of, I guess, let's just change gears to let's just leave with Luca to knock this game out. So Luca went through 5-on-5 yesterday. So it looked like he was gonna be good to go, but the end of practice bangs his knee, has the medical staff come up there, ice him up, put a bandage on him on that knee that he just hurt what he was listed for. So like probably doesn't play. I don't really feel great. We've got him out now, but like we probably should maybe have him in because I mean, you bang your knee, it hurts, but you're okay most of the time. So I think he's still got a pretty good chance to play. We probably should switch that. But yeah, obviously if he doesn't play, you're looking at Brunson, you're looking at KP, THJ. There's some good THJ possible overs if we get him officially out, against a Clippers team that's going to play pretty small. I think. So yeah, definitely that's kind of the big one. There's just, I guess let's talk about the Lakers, right? Tying in the suspension here. So this is the game log from the suspension, and yeah, LeBron, obviously the Stewart stuff. We'll want to do the top 10 fights of NBA history. I'm sure that's like pretty good clickbait. But yeah, so without LeBron, and then on top of that, AD is questionable with an illness, flu-like symptoms, non-COVID. Hopefully he didn't Chipotle again or whatever. That's obviously not him, but yeah, I mean, he just got over this thing. He was throwing up multiple games, 3 times, didn't played through it when Gary Hartman won his tourney. And he threw up in that game. Like, come on, AD, take your multivitamins or whatever. But yeah, so I mean, they're probably gonna have to go big if no AD. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of DeAndre Jordan, a lot of Dwight Howard to handle those minutes. Carmelo, man, he will be chucking at the Garden tonight if both those guys. I'm sorry, well, if AD doesn't play, we know LeBron's not playing, but Westbrook's certainly going to be in play. Maybe AD tries out and doesn't. Like, don't forget, like the first time he was sick, he started and couldn't go because he was throwing up before the game. So, it pretty much takes AD off the board, given the way that he might try to suit up and fail.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers right now are 7-point underdogs. I mean, I know they've been terrible. I don't know quite how to read that as far as like what AD status is, but yeah, not great. Now that game starts half an hour after lock, so like hopefully we'll have some. They're playing in New York, so hopefully we'll have some solid information there.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably rule him out if he. I mean, maybe he'll try to warm up, but it could be an early rule out situation. He gets a late tag here, so that means he probably woke up sick. I mean, because he looked pretty freaking good a couple days ago on Sunday. So and there was no word of it from what I heard from the pressers. They all talked about the Stewart stuff, but yeah. So I mean, it's not looking. Usually when you get those illness tags, you're worried about it right away, right? The first day they get it is kind of the day they're most likely to miss, and then maybe they're more likely as they get better. So yeah, I kind of don't think he should play. So we're not going to project him out yet, but yeah, not looking great. So yeah, Melo, Westbrook would be an absolute slam dunk play. The Knicks defense has been pretty bad overall, especially their starters. Their starters have been disaster. So I mean, yeah, we'll see Tone Horn Tucker. He'll handle the ball a bunch. He'd be getting a big boost. More Spencer Bradley. We see some Bazemore in the rotation. Maybe Monk shoots a little bit more, but yeah, it'd pretty much be the Westbrook and THT show with maybe some punt plays on Howard and or Jordan. I'd probably prefer Howard right now.
Sounds fun. Same game.
Super fun.
Same game. Derrick Rose. You've listed him as a small questionable. So I assume that means you think he's going, but like you don't quite.
Well, just impacted a slate, and
Got it.
That's my term of size. But yeah, it's not the size of the Rose, I guess. But yeah, he's we'll see. Ankle soreness. They do not play tomorrow, so maybe he goes, maybe he doesn't. Yeah, we'll just play it by ear. But obviously, if he doesn't play, quickly we getting most of the backup point guard minutes. Much longer leash on Kemba. That's probably the headline. Kemba probably has a better shot to get longer run because he's kept on a real short leash because he's been terrible. So he would possibly be in play. Lakers also a bad defense, give up a lot of threes, a lot of paint shots too. So it could be a pretty high scoring game against these two teams that are going to struggle defensively.
Yeah. All right. What about Joker? He's also a late game. Obviously, big impact on the slate. What do you think?
So kind of in the dark in this one. We know that he had a wrist brace in both the games that he missed. Didn't really have much of a shot. He was a game time, but then he still had the brace on his wrist after that. But I pulled up the schedule here. So it's interesting, right? He got hurt here at Thursday the 18th. Didn't play. This is today. And then he's off again for a couple days. So you could sit him out for a full week and a day to get that wrist right. So like it kind of makes sense to sit him, but we're leaning with him in just because he was game time last time. So if you're game time, there's a good chance you're ready to go to the next game. So we're leaning in on that. If he doesn't play, obviously, you need to put a big body out there against Nurk, but they'll be playing a lot of smaller stuff. So it'll probably be, I would think, probably I would always think JaMychal, but he likes Jeff Green, so he might put Jeff Green out there against Nurk to throw him at that way. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's JaMychal either. And then still no Bones too, so Facu should lock down the backup point guard minutes. Austin Rivers in the mix as well. Obviously, MPJ possibly out for the season. Really devastating blow there. So yeah, a lot of injury news. Like it's pretty crazy. Like all four of these games have some pretty big injury impact right now.
What were they doing, giving him basically an unprotected extension with his history?
Yeah,
before the season, like come on, man.
Yeah,
They could have
definitely waited on that one.
Stupid.
Yeah.
They're 7-point underdogs, Denver at Portland.
Portland's
Denver's
balling at
lost
home
4 in
too.
a row. Portland's won 3 in a row.
Yep.
Nugs, man, just slip sliding away.
Portland
Very
8-1 at
frustrating.
home. I think that's the Hawks are 8-1 at home. I didn't realize that. But yeah, getting back on
Gary's going to the game tonight. Shout
yeah,
out to
man.
Gary.
I felt bad for Gary. Honestly, once I saw the Knicks were the next LeBron game, I was like, oh, I hope Gary's not going. But anyways, yeah, I think we kind of covered those teams. Do you want to move to somebody else now?
Yeah, I mean, you hit on the Heat a little bit, I think, at the
Yeah,
top,
I guess we
but
could talk more about that. Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else
Yeah,
you wanted to add on them.
yeah. So I mean, we kind of know what's up with this. I think the Duncan Robinson thing has a knee contusion. I think if he doesn't play, we'd really look at Max Strus. They're used similarly in their offense, so Max Strus would be a guy that I would think might even start because they want another shooter out there to help their offense, keep Tyler Hero in his role. Hero would still obviously get a ton of run. Duncan can't go, but keep an eye on him. Maybe Gabe Vincent gets in the rotation a little bit as well, but it doesn't sound serious. Obviously, no Bam. A lot of ways you could spin it, right? They're going to have pretty much Luka Garza, Trey Lyles, and Jeremy Grant as center options. So you could really get away going small. Also, PJ Tucker's questionable. So they still, there's a lot of ways they could play it too with, going super small or probably a good amount of Deadman. Obviously, if they both don't play, Deadman be in the mix. We'll see some Omer at 7 if they both don't go. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty rough. Still no Marquis Morris. This is the injury report. It doesn't have the Heat stuff that just came out. It should be out any minute though. But on this report. But yeah, the Heat will be really shorthanded if they don't have those two front court guys on top of Marquis Morris. See a lot of Caleb Martin playing at the 4 as well. And against the defense, it's not terrible. Their offense has been the issue, but Lowry would get a ton of offense through him. Jimmy would be really, really, really busy too.
Yeah. It clearly looks like a slate where if you're playing DFS, like I'd probably wait till the last minute possible to put in any work because it's very likely.
Literally every game.
Up.
Literally every game has a huge, huge questionable hanging over it. It's pretty nuts. And when an entire game is questionable to play.
And obviously if that game were to get canceled, that would certainly change the slate as well. So we'll stay on top of this stuff. We'll be updating projections all day long. Any other situations you want to hit on before we get out of here?
We didn't talk about the Pistons really that much, just kind of to hit on that. So no Stu, right? And I mentioned they played a lot of Grant at the 5 late in this Laker game that I'm bringing up again. I think Luka Garza would start just because we saw a couple times when Stewart picked up 2 quick fouls, I think against the Cavs a while ago, they just brought Garza in at the first minute. So I think it makes sense to start that way, especially knowing you're going to be going against Deadman or Bam or somebody like that. I don't think you want to start with Trey Lyles on Bam. I think you want to put a bigger body on him. Garza will get absolutely torched in that spot. But yeah, so I think that puts him in play. He's a pretty good, stat guy. He had really good preseason numbers, decent numbers in Vegas. He had, college player of the year, can block and shoot. So I think he's in play, especially, if this game blows out, maybe he would get kind of the front end and the back end of the minutes. But yeah, it might not blow out. We'll see how many guys Miami has. But yeah, Grant's minutes are really safe. On top of that, still no Killian Hayes. So here we saw, Corey Joseph just lock up all the minutes, 39 minutes as the starter. He'll probably see that starting lineup again. Frank Jackson, he's just been killing it. I'm not betting his unders tonight. We really like to bet his unders in the prop streets, but that won't be happening tonight. Sadiq Bey will be looking at minutes. All those guys would be pretty secure. Hamidou Diallo will be in the mix. It would pretty much be a similar rotation with Garza kind of thrown into the mix. Maybe Saban Lee cracks it because they do have to maybe play down a little bit without Stewart in the mix. So, but yeah, it should be pretty much close to the same rotation with Garza being the Stewart minutes there. And then Marcus Morris is back, or maybe he's back with the probable tag. So, probably starts, right? I think now they don't have Batum, he would probably start, probably have a little cap on him, so wouldn't be in play, but that takes a lot of upside off the Amir Coffees and a little bit of upside off Kennard, somewhat upside off Terrence Mann. I don't think he's affected because the minutes aren't going to be up there. I don't think it's going to affect Zubats. They don't really like to use Morris quite so much as the 5-man. They usually like to do it more Batum, especially with him coming back off an injury against, pretty big front court. So, yeah. I think that pretty much covers it.
All right. There you have it.
I think we said it all. Yeah, we got yep.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is just a day we're going to have to just watch and react because it's kind of hard to get ahead of anything with so much up in the air. So we will certainly be doing that. Gallagher and I will be back for our DFS show at, 5 p.m. Eastern today.
Yep. Got the
Cool.
four game slate starting at 7. So pretty. We got 2 games and 2 games.
Yes, sir.
A 7 and a 7:30, and then a 10 and a 10:30. So basically, get 2 games and then 2 games again. Actually, there'll be an hour gap there, dude. That's not cool. I hate that. I got to take a little break. I guess I'll work on matchups in that time for tomorrow.
Enough ball.
Yeah, right. Cool.
All right. Thanks, Gallagher. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you later today.